Hello, everyone, and welcome to the unboxing and review of the Frequency Tarot by Teal Swan. I am a fan of Teal Swan. I know she can be controversial at times, but like with any spiritual teacher, actually any teacher in general, I take everything with a grain of salt. I take what resonates with me. I leave what doesn't. I meditate on it. I let the energy integrate whatever I'm listening to, and then I see if it vibes with me or if it doesn't. But I was drawn to get this deck. I've been looking at it for a while, and a friend of mine gifted it to me, so thank you so much. So it's the Frequency Tarot Divine Guidance Cards, a 77 card deck. Now, it's not a tarot. You know, if you are a tarot reader out there, you know the tarot has 78 cards. It has the 22 major arcana, the 56 minor arcana, and the minor arcana are divided by 4 suits: wands, pentacles, swords, and cups. This one has no separation, so it's really an oracle deck. Okay, it comes in this tuck box, opens up. Actually, let's read the back. Do you guys want to read it? These frequency images created by spiritual luminary Teal Swan are paintings of the energetic vibrational frequency pre-manifestation of the specific subject matter each one represents. So Teal Swan is an extrasensory person. What that means is apparently she can see things, she can see vibrations, she can see colors that perhaps some of us laymen cannot really see, right? So she, of course, I'd never met Teal Swan in person, so I don't know how true it is or not, but I believe it, you know? So many people out there vibe with spirit guides, guardians. They can see spirits, they can see colors, auras, so why couldn't she see these things? So these cards, for example, this vibration here, and we'll see this vibration inside the deck, is a specific vibration. It's almost like the energy kind of flows this way and she sees it with her extrasensory perception, that it's a vibration pre-manifestation. Okay, so these are the backs. The cardstock is bendy, but pretty good. The thing is, I've seen this deck like warp a little bit. Oh, look at it. Here we go. This is the first that we get. That's awesome. So this is the vibration of healing, number 7. So these cards, because I use them quite a bit, they will be out of order. I apologize. I'm going to show you all of them, but they will be out of order. So these cards are meant to be used almost like crystals, or these are sigils, right? They carry a certain energetic vibration. For example, this is a vibration of healing. So if you are sick, if you want to heal, you can actually get this card and maybe put it on yourself. You can put it on your altar like this. You can create a crystal grid around it and add this card with your crystal grid. These cards are meant to be really used. Here's the book. It does come with a instruction manual. You know, your standard little white book. This is, this symbol here is pretty much Teal Swan's symbol. I believe it was an ancient alchemy symbol, and then she uses it as like her logo, pretty much. So here we have about the frequency cards, about the art, about the frequency art. Here you have where the cards are pretty much, because they aren't really in alphabetical order. As you can see, we have change, alignment, ascension, calming, healing. They aren't in alphabetical order in the book, but you have your index. Before you begin, there are some spreads, like a triune spread, time spread, life path. That's interesting. And then we get into the cards. Now, they don't have a depiction of the card, like a black and white depiction or a color depiction. As you can see, is just the number and the title, and then you have a few paragraphs, about 2 paragraphs each of the card meaning. But honestly, when you get into it, this book may seem a little bit small, but it's honestly, it packs quite a bit. It holds a lot in here. So everything is in here. So we saw the card of healing. They are a little bit slippery, the cards. They do not come edged black like this. I did it myself. because the borders are black, the back is black. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna edge the sides as well. Now it's a little bit slippery, the deck, you know. So if you're shuffling, it's great, but they tend to like slide around, which, you know, it's fine for some, fine for others. You know, entirely up to your preference. Just letting you know. Also, I do use them in reverse as well. So you're going to see some reversals here that I'll definitely flip them. So this one is card 41, Nostalgia. Relationship, number 9. 77, Beginnings. 30, Optimism. So as you can see, this one, for example, this frequency was painted. These were all hand painted by Teal Swan. And then they take a picture of the painting and then, of course, print it. Now, as you can see, this one, for example, is square. This one is a little bit more rectangle, a little bit taller. The Sacred Geometry. 73, the Meanie. I believe I saw that in the book, and it's like protection against the evil eye, like protection against the mean people in your life. Or if you're being a little bit angry and mean, you can kind of settle with this energy and it'll almost like transmute it. So I thought that was really interesting. Financial freedom, I love that. So if you're bothered, you know, some of us have OCD, some of us maybe not so much, but if you're bothered by this change in border, the side borders are pretty much the same all around, right? The same thickness on all of them, but the top and bottom, they do change from card to card. So if that really bothers you, this deck is not for you. There are other frequency decks out there. Maybe they're not called frequency decks because, you know, this one has that name. But there are decks out there that have this abstract frequency energy. And I believe they don't have this border shift. Now, to me, it's okay. That's why I got it. And creativity is beautiful. And then some of these are really intricate because you can get kind of up closer. See, for example, here from a little bit farther away, I didn't quite notice it. But then you get closer and then you see that there are these ice drops, right? These icicles, like shape to them. So I thought that was really beautiful. These snowflakes, right? Labyrinth. Non-attachment. Like I said, these cards are meant to be meditated with. You can kind of put it up on your altar, let's say like this or something, holding it up. And you can just let yourself be immersed into the images and feel the vibration. Perceive. So those of us that do crystal grids, maybe you just want to like really focus your intention, right? We just got the card of positive intention here. Maybe you're doing some sort of work that's really specific, you know, and then you can just really bring a card or a few cards. There was something that I was doing a few moons ago. There was like a full moon that I wanted to do a Reiki box. A Reiki box is when you, yourself, you can do it just by yourself. You can do it with other people. I did it with a group. We all wrote down little intentions and we folded it so it was anonymous and we threw it in the box. And then we all sent Reiki healing, energy healing to the box, to everything that was in that box, to all of our intentions, everything we wanted and all that. And it was great. It really felt powerful. But I remember that I went around this deck in particular and I pulled a few cards. Actually, I did pull this one moving forward because to me, you know, we have the foot here, we have all this rainbow energy and just the energy of moving forward. I remember our intentions for the box were, a lot of them was like, I want to move forward. I want to take this project and make it move forward. We kept saying moving forward. So I pulled that card as well. I pulled others from this deck as well too. I'm not remembering all of them. But I believe financial freedom was in there too because, the intention was I want to bring financial freedom in order for us to move forward. So you can definitely kind of do that as well. Intimacy, if you're trying to bring a soulmate or relationship into your life. So, for example, this next card here. So, first of all, this one is nurture, which I think this is gorgeous. So, if you're trying to manifest a love in your life and some good sex, you can actually do these three. You can say, speak from the heart, which it is, I don't know, to me is about honesty, about open communication, speaking from the heart space, sexuality, and intimacy. You can put these three in your crystal grid with the crystals around it, with intentions around it, with all that. And it'll just be really, really interesting. Really powerful too. Even this one too, emotional expression, right? You want to be able to express yourself without fear. Inception. Transcendence. Now, when you're doing a reading, as you see, I'm flipping some cards because some of these are upside down here. I've done readings kind of asking what's blocked around me, what am I blocking, right? What's the obstacle or something? And those kinds of questions, maybe for you, they don't require a reversal, but for me, they do. So I do read reversals with a lot of my decks. Not all of them, but a lot of them. But you don't have to read reversals if that's not your thing. I think first and foremost, we should follow our own intuition before following someone else's intuition. Court of confidence. I feel like a lot of us need that. Integrity. Calming. Also, I just find really interesting that that we can see, maybe you don't have this extra sensor, right? That Teal Swan claims to have. I know I don't have it, but to be able to see the energy of calm, I don't know, I find that to be really, really interesting. The heart chakra, or again, maybe the frequency doesn't exactly look like this, but to put a visual, in front of you to meditate on, to put a frequency, an intention, I think it definitely helps focus the mind. This one I keep a lot on my desk when I'm trying to be productive. I'm trying to get stuff done. The catcher. Plus, this deck is so colorful, and I love rainbow energy. I do. I really do. My watch has a rainbow on it. So I love rainbow energy. I love connecting with all these different colors. This frequency I had for the longest time up in my altar. I should probably put it up again, but the energy of self-love, how beautiful is that? Expansion. I believe this one too, breaking through barriers, was in that Reiki box I mentioned. Because if you're trying to, set an intention, you want to break through those barriers. You want to break through the blockages, right? The energy of joy. Look at this beautiful yellow, gold, oranges. I love that. The energy of joy. Conjunction. Organization is very organized, right? All these squares and everything kind of neatly measured. Seems like some of us need that a lot. Security, if you're trying to protect yourself, if you need some security, protection, vibration around you. Truth. Just Very, very beautiful, beautiful energy. Spiritual guide. Kindred soul. Even in the center here, it kind of looks like a heart and two beings hugging, right? So I think that's really beautiful as well. There is like symbolism within these cards, like within the painting, you know. So that's why you can kind of like really get lost in them and take a moment to look at everything, to study it, to be kind of mesmerized by the colors and shapes and the different frequencies. Self-exploration. Excuse me. The card of uplift, yes. Immunity, if you're sick, if you're not feeling well. I feel like this card was really needed during, trigger word 2020, right? And even into 2021 as well. And final card is self-awareness. Once again, these are the backs. And the cards are pretty flexible. I just find that they bend and they stay a little bit bent. On this one, you can't really see it that well because I'm not really an aggressive like riffle shuffler. I usually just kind of overhand shuffle. But I can see that these cards, they will get a little bit bent and they'll stay that way. They'll kind of warp a little bit. But that's it. So those are the cards to the Frequency Tarot, which is really should be Frequency Oracle, Divine Guidance cards by Teal Swan. All right, guys, thanks so much. Much love out there.